Yeah, well, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. We are here with our final game, not just of the series, of the event, Japan Dota Cup 2016 Season 1, brought to you by MyOnyx. I am your host, eXtine, been joined throughout this entire event by my lovely co-host, NexLevel Dota. How you doing, buddy?
Teehee! I am lovely. What's up? I'm Nex at NexLevel Dota. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. It's game two. Yeah.
Yeah, game three, dog. Game two for
one.
you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, okay.
Game three
that
for the
makes
rest
sense
of
now. Yeah,
us.
game three. I'm totally on board, and I'm a caster.
Yeah, meow. And well, Japan Dota Rejects did a great job. Oh my God, getting the respect ban Night Stalker. That seems a little drastic. I don't know.
Damn, bing bong.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some respect there for sure. They're feeling pretty good. Ooh, yeah. Honestly, I think Disruptor was the main problem there. Honest, but that sounded a little biased, I gotta say. But
yeah.
Damn, I can't believe Faceless Void making it through this much.
Yeah, I mean, definitely Disruptor was quite the problem. I think Night Stalker was a bit more situational to the draft.
Yeah.
You know, in terms of his silence being very powerful against
Outworld
Devour.
Sure.
But maybe they just they just saw the power of that as a counter, and they just really wanted to avoid it again. And if you're gonna second pick Outworld Devour, I guess that's pretty much your choice here.
Yeah, that's a strong opening. Like, especially if those heroes are in there. Like, they gave up the Invoker, so that's pretty strong. But OD once again does good against Invoker. So letting them have the Invoker and then picking into an OD. Once they saw the bans, that plan totally made sense. And now Japan Dota Rejects, Japan Dota Rejects had, the Disruptor last time. So I guess
right,
they're picking up their classic, their true one of their I guess practice supports.
Yeah. Also though, I guess but I mean it is in addition to what you're saying. Last game they had it with the Faceless Void. And then the first game, it was banned due to its potential as a counter for them picking up the Faceless Void. So this will be the first game that we actually get to see it once again as a counter to that Faceless Void. We did get to see it last night with the Japan Dota Rejects against Omakase there, but in this circumstance, I think it'll work out pretty well.
Yeah, Enchantress isn't going to make it through. And we saw that was a pretty strong pick against the Lifestealer in game one. Brood.
Yeah.
They don't want the niche Brood to come out, even though it was Scars that picked it against Omakase.
Oh, that's correct. Yeah.
So I don't know. That's you know what? I don't want to. The thing is, like, Brood will come out as the 5th pick, and it's always the pick that you're like, dang it! Of all of this is I didn't prepare for this in my draft, and all of a sudden your lanes are having a huge issue.
Yeah, it might be a sort of circumstances too. We're not super familiar with these players.
Yeah.
So perhaps Swagmaster, is known for Brood Mother. Kind of tough for us to say when you really get into I'm sure how well all these players know each other from being in a small scene together, and having played a lot together, and how players end up with particular heroes that they're known and excel at throughout the years of playing Dota.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Slark getting a lot of respect. I think that Slark is. I think that Slark is actually extremely strong. Mm-hmm. Maybe more so in this meta potentially. Just because fighting and stuns are always a big thing, and making sure that doesn't happen. Sven, the Rogue Knight, gonna be cleaving the planet.
I'm gonna throw out an idea for you. Maybe watch out for Darkseer being picked up on Japan Dota Rejects before it gets a chance to be banned out, and then they can just use their last support. However.
Yeah, you're calling it, huh? Nice, I like it.
I mean, that just seems like good combos. They need a good offlaner right now.
Pretty good.
Seems like it.
Darkseer Sven combo,
Disruptor
Invoker, Disruptor. Oh yeah, and being able to surge Sven. Yeah, that's true. And let's see, I'd have to check. Well, they haven't. Scars hasn't picked their safe lane yet, but Darkseer always a strong laner. So
yeah, and they're not gonna They're not gonna pick another offlaner here for Scars, so there's no chance of it getting counterpicked already.
True. Yeah, exactly. Oracle being an open support could potentially ruin Darkshear's day with his Q being able to purge ion shells for on the cheap. But we'll see. Spectre makes it through, unlike last game.
Yeah. Now, would you say that makes the Darkseer more likely? I feel like that's actually helps kind of the Darkseer potential, but we'll see what they go with. Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
okay.
it could.
Still
for
a
sure.
chance. Still a chance.
Oh yeah, for sure. And yeah, like purple heroes, Enigma Darkseer. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Invoker, that's a shade of purple if you're kind of colorblind, I guess.
What'd you say just now?
I said Invoker, that's kind of a shade of purple if you're
Oh
sort of
yeah,
colorblind,
yeah.
right?
He's trying. You know, eventually
Yeah,
he'll nail
yeah.
it.
I mean,
Gotta get-
that's a purple. He's got a purple turtleneck, and then it just kind of gets sort of pinkish, you know.
Yeah,
but-
that's true. I mean, his eyes. It doesn't look like he has pupils. Maybe he has like color blindness because his eyes don't seem to be functioning on the
Yeah.
same plane
Yeah.
as ours do.
Maybe we're colorblind, and we'll just
Yeah.
pretend that that's purple.
Yeah, exactly. He can see.
Yeah.
He's a beacon of knowledge blazing across a black sea of ignorance. So who knows what's going on?
Yeah, that could be Octarine that he's wearing, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's like he's just preparing for the Octarine with that color setup. It was made for him. OS Frog.
Yeah.
All right, Lone Druid, last ban, and here comes the Darkseer pick after this last ban here.
I guess Lone Druid, you know, I could run that off lane, definitely.
Yeah, but so let's see. Let me think about what are they looking for here? Japan Dota
Scars.
rejects. Yeah, like they're trying to ban out. Yeah, I guess
That's a good.
Fair enough. It's
Cask,
probably just
Cask
doing their
is
best.
super annoying when you're have any sort of channel, you know.
Yeah, exactly, and that's true. Although Jakiro, yeah, even better at long range ice path stopping the Enigma.
Yeah.
Old black hole.
Jakiro's an interesting mix. I mean, I like to play Jakiro. I think he's
Jakiro
one of those.
picker.
He's just one of those ones though that sometimes you're like, man, I really like playing this guy, and then you have a game, and it goes pretty well, and then you just can't do enough, you know.
Yeah, that's true. I end up like actually doing really well on Jakiro, and then like some of the games I'm like, man, I did so well though, and we got so many towers, and I got so many good like multi-hero ice path macro pyres. He's probably one of the top like versatile build heroes. I always like argue with myself, how do I want to build Jakiro this game? You know, do you go liquid fire, dual breath? Do you go high ice path so that you can macro pyre well? Like the enemy team has a bunch of melees, and so you really, if you can get a good macro pyre ice path with like ranked up ice path in the early game, it's devastating. You know, do you completely skip liquid breath because if you don't put 4 points into liquid breath, it really isn't that good of a spell anymore. Because you really need to be able to spam it, and then it becomes good, specifically for tower pushes too. But yeah, and then just like because I've played dual breath ice path as a like 4/4 right there, and that's also amazing. So it's pretty pretty interesting.
As we got 6.87 around the corner, shout out to experimenting with builds and madness and all you amateur players out there. Just speaking of Jakiro, I remember this one time playing with a buddy of mine. It's quite a bit better than me, and a lot of respect to him. And I was Jakiro, and I was maxing liquid fire, and I was ahead of the curve of before all the pros started doing it. Because I mean, I was just like visibly doing it at least, because it was a really good spell. And he was just like, "Man, you gotta max that ice path."
Oh yeah,
he giving me a real hard time, and I stood by my vision.
There you go, man.
You know, because it's just like, I know you're a lot better than me, but this is really good skill. Really good.
Yeah. Anyone that says that, multiple builds aren't feasible in different circumstances, or you know, like it's one of those things that the meta, everyone understands. Like they'll go with dual breath build, and he won't max ice path, and then you will max ice path, and you're like, I think this is good, and everyone's like, no, that's bad. And then next patch, nothing changes, but all of a sudden the meta is to max ice path, and you're like, I did this before everyone else did.
Right. Well, Japan Dota rejects their 5th pick out of left field, Omni Knight. Gonna be run by Evil, and he's gonna be supported by Ume on the Invoker, Sven on QQLS, Swag Master the Enigma. We'll see if we get some swag in Black Holes, and Mono Rita on Disruptor. They're gonna smoke up and see if they can find Scars, who are Silver Jumper once again on the Faceless Void. Neo on Outworld Devourer, Saki on Jack Hero, Bug System on Lion, and Saki Misaki Akeno on the Spectre.
Yeah, and this is what I thought of the first time I saw the Omni Knight pick is, you know, Scars has, oh, interesting, their titles aren't up on the top of the screen, just the symbol. Huh, it's our caster knowledge is gonna have to be tested, as we don't know exactly. It doesn't call out Scars, at least not for me. But I was gonna say, yeah, Diffusal Blade. Diffusal Blade on Spectre, Diffusal Blade on Faceless Void is a high possibility, and I expect to see that on at least one of them. And Diffusal Blade's gonna be able to purge the repel from Omni Knight. And so then, you know, Sven's going to have a hard time. I think that Sven obviously still needs to build a BKB, especially against Ice Path, double CC Lion, who's just apparently looking at Rosh, giving him
That's
a wiggle.
hilarious.
He's just like, one day I will fight you and I will turn you into a fish. Well, actually, he doesn't have the immortal, so not a fish, but a frog. So, but, you know, Scars has got like cores that can't do much in the early game. I gotta say, like, OD is decent, but like, and then in the end, like, you know, you don't expect Faceless Void to do a lot of damage, but I think it's gonna really come down to like smart, because they have a lot of control. They have the Astral Imprisonment, all of the supports, very high stun, high CC supports there. You got high slow time and 3 stuns, and but yeah, it's really gonna come down to like they get good haunts, can they find good picks, good solo targets for the Desolate and whatnot? Because I say that just because, yeah. JDR have just so much. Wow, no, Sven just getting wrecked here in the jungle, and he's getting surrounded. This is actually, I didn't really talk about this because I was talking about other stuff, but Sven is alone down here, and he is gonna serve up first blood fresh on a plate as Lion is doing some good blocks. He's got high base damage. Bing bong, go into the Jakiro, kill secured. That's a good hero to put some early gold on.
It's a good aggro try, for sure. Put a lot of pressure, and Enigma's not really going to be able to support much. They're just going to force the Disruptor to rotate over here. And actually, no, they switched lanes here.
Yeah, so I didn't... Yeah, okay, so they completely switched. All right, I see. So it was Omni Disruptor top. And, wow, well, yeah.
Disruptor was floating mid for a while.
Gotcha.
I don't know if he was planning on sticking around top or...
Gotcha. Okay, I'm all on the same page now. Yeah, I hadn't gotten to like the lane analysis part of my brain yet.
It took me a second. I was just starting to realize too that they'd kind of switched up and they weren't running Faceless off lane, and it looks like actually now they're switching up themselves. Faceless buys a TP Stroll, and they're really set on this laning laning setup. We'll see. Okay, now Lion is leaving. He has a TP, but he's going to go check the 2-minute rune and pick up that bounty first.
Yeah. So we got some pulls going. Omni getting some farm. He's at 7 CS. I think this is cool. They're putting more farm on Omni. Obviously, he's not supporting. They do have a jungler, so they need one person as a core. And now Sven's going to come down here to the bot lane. He just TP'd top before this. So, yeah, wow. He's got no home. He's an orphan.
And Jackie's going to walk it down there.
Oh yeah, in the mid lane they got a stun onto Invoker, doing a little bit of damage, and they try to do a little bit of wrapping. God, how much are they going to spend on TPs? I mean, they're pretty cheap, so like finding the ideal lanes. But I've thought about this before. It's like if you want to lane dodge, and then they respond to you. I mean, do you just keep your unfavorable lanes, or do you lane dodge again? And it's just like, at what point do you stop doing that? And it seems, you know, with the reduced TP costs, like it might just be better just to lane rotate. And if they ever stop lane rotating, then you win. If they TP, then it's a wash. So it is a response. So yeah, I think that's kind of interesting. So Sven here, it's like, what is the state of affairs? We got a tri-lane here. There's a stun onto Jakiro. They had a connected field. That didn't really do much, but they are going to get the last hit. A Fairy Fire is popped, but the Eidolons are able to do a good amount of damage. And Faceless Void, with his weird-ass cosmetic diaper head, is going to be able to get away here.
Yeah, that is a weird one.
I thought it was like a cosmetic bug at first, you know, because it like looks like there's nothing on his shoulders, nothing on his head.
Yeah.
Like, what a weird creature. But he's got a Thunder Strike on him, really strong level 1 nuke, and well, he's got a salve, so he's gonna be okay. In the top lane, Omni Knight is actually gonna go down. I was thinking he was gonna be able to get the purification off. I think he ate a mango and he was gonna turn it around with a rank 2 purification to Spectre's face. Very close. wasn't able to get it off. Yeah, he was right here, so quite a dive. But Purist Thunder Wrath is gonna be done. Wow, this Spectre is playing with fire here. Jungling, is he gonna? Okay, so he's just gonna buy and die kind of thing.
That works out.
Yep, that's probably the best thing he can do.
So we got Omni Knight again taking the off lane right now. Lion is over there, but he's gonna buy boots and not a TP scroll. Just enough get some move speed to run back to the tower. Turns around the Earth Spike and the mana drain. A little bit of that suck off going on.
Yep.
Doesn't get a ton of mana though.
Yeah. And Sven pushing bot, Disruptor. This is a pretty good combo. I've run this dual lane before. You got a glimpse into a stun, some high damage, connect field to follow up. And so this seems like a pretty good state of affairs for JDR, Japan Dota rejects. This seems to be like the lanes they kind of want, in my opinion. They have Enigma jungling, not really having to pressure any lanes right now. Omni Knight in the top lane against the Spectre. Seems good. What was really pressuring Sven? Let's see, it was Sven solo against a Faceless Void, Lion, and Jakiro. That's right.
Yeah.
So now Lion is having to go top, get some experience there. I'm a little...
Yes.
Yeah, see, the thing is, I was going to say, like, I think maybe he should be bought, but then again, Spectre alone against an Omni Knight, not good at all. Omni Knight is going to win that matchup.
Yeah, that was not what they wanted at first with that Spectre tri-lane bot, but as you were kind of discussing that back and forth, Spectre hasn't really been looking to rotate since getting set up, even though it is against that Omni Knight and it's a little funky.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I honestly don't know what the ideal response is if you're Scars in this scenario, if you're the Dire team. But they seem to be doing okay. Yeah, the Omni Knight.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, going on the Omni Knight. He's able to repel himself. He is Gucci. In fact, he turns around, gonna throw some hammers of justice at the Lion.
Yeah, with his wand, he would have had enough for another purification.
Yeah, purification. Yeah, catch up.
Dropping bombs of light.
Yeah, ooh, mid lane Disruptor going on to the misses the kinetic field, unfortunately, but the glimpse is gonna be there. Fairy Fire pop, but he's dead with that glimpse. Real good.
TP canceled. Realized that wasn't gonna make a difference. Have a bit of action bottom on Sven, although he just runs back in the tower, no problem there. Omni going a little bit nutty on Spectre again, but Spectre does just get phase boots here, so he's actually like, oh, you know what? Actually,
I'm gonna.
Yeah. You thought you were safe. Now you're not really anymore. But
Spectre doesn't, you should look at Omni Knight and know that he doesn't have any mana. But I mean, still a rough game. Right clicks are pretty strong, and there was a creep wave there, so you had to back up. And the wards, there's not that many wards on the map for both teams here, so rotations are gonna be pretty big. Pretty this is pub Dota. Invoker's like, wards. We need wards.
Yeah.
OD's like, we need wards. Especially OD against a Disruptor. And the thing is, Outward Devourer doesn't have Astral Imprisonment here. So if he gets ganked, he doesn't have a defense response.
And there goes Omni. Nice Earth Spike. Was looking to do that, put that repel down or something, but just couldn't make it happen.
Yeah, he definitely had enough mana for repel, so that's interesting. So yeah, he just got stun locked by the Lions. 2.5 second Hex at level 1, OS Frog, as well as a fairly ranked Earth Spike.
Yeah, Earth Spike is wonderful.
Tri-lane versus the solo here, and once again, Faceless Void, OS Frog is doing real well. Can't even do anything. Disruptor is, he should be able to gank this Faceless Void, but it hasn't really been a thing. He has Glimpse rank 2 at this point, so I'm not really sure what's happening. I mean, at one point, Jakiro was down here contesting the poles. Mid lane, though, they did get the tower. Invoker was going on OD. Once again, he did rank Astral Imprisonment. So now he doesn't have his ult, though, but Invoker is just going to TP away, but he has Astral Imprisonment, and he uses it? Yeah, he used it just before the glimpse.
TP.
So yeah, he had to cancel the TP. Disruptor glimpses him into a black hole, and OD is now dead. Jakiro, Ice Path, and then a Haunt coming in from Spectre. Now, Scars is on the offensive, but a huge Ice Wall actually does really well, but a 3-man Chrono. It finds him, an Invoker right on the edge in the perfect scenario. Even Spectre is even able to get the melee attack last hit on that, and they're still going to chase. Is he going to get it as well? This is why some people max Spectral Dagger level as like their first skill. Some people are like, no, don't do that. That's a bad idea. But as we can see, it helps with the movement speed and it helps get that farm. In the end, it does translate to some farm as you're able to more easily secure kills, let alone kill secure, which is good for a Spectre.
And then they just kind of back up, and we got the split push in response by the Radiant team. They are going to still have Sven pushing bottom, nobody going down there to counter him yet.
Yeah, and this is good. He's finally getting some space. He has a Dom creep. It's sitting next to the Ancients, and he has one stack going so far. This does get pinged out by I believe, Spectre. So they might know about this stack, but we'll see. Omni Knight still in the top lane. Rank 4 Purification at this point. Still no Guardian Angel to be spoken for. He does instead wanted to max Degen Aura, get that little bit of extra move speed advantage, and that can translate to a kill in the early game. He doesn't have an Orb of Venom, though, so that's another thing that can contribute, but the Finger of Death, the combo, Omni Knight feeling real bad about that. OD just shows up to make a menacing face and not to really contribute whatsoever. On the backside, Spectre does get on by the opposite team, and he does die, so that's a 1-for-1 trade in the end. But still favorable for JDR, the Radiant team, because Spectre is a bigger kill.
And Jakiro was thinking about moving in, threatening. Invoker sees it all, though. Sees that he's rotated out, doesn't worry about it. And a bit of pressure top with OD and Lang trying to get on that tower. Omni's going to TP back in, though, and pretty much enough to put a stop for it. Jackie getting chased out.
Deflecting blast, Ice Path, a haunt comes in, and Shakira does go down in the end, but is Invoker gonna die? Oh man, I'm pretty sure maybe the Desolate wasn't actually hitting because the Forge Spirits were there. I can't be certain. Maybe it was actually, maybe that was hitting, but regardless, he was able to swag on out of there. Smart TPs, gotta say.
Ooh.
Yep, and yeah. I don't know if you were seeing this, but the sentries, the D ward on the Ancients there.
I mean, took him a second to see it properly. I don't know exactly why. Anyways, Evil getting jumped on up top as well. That Omni's gonna be in trouble.
He's deep.
Good purification.
Right
tower aggro does switch over him. Sunstrike's gonna miss the Lion.
Yeah, he's gonna get out. And he has Guardian Angel now. Finally flexing his muscles there after that Finger of Death embarrassing kill. And they're going to push a little bit in the top lane. But it's been a pretty good. So it's like Omni Knight has done well in this top lane. He's gotten killed a couple times, but in the end, I think he's made a lot of space. Spectre only Stout Shaloo, but OD getting got on. The Mango eaten by Sven, as well as the Chronosphere spent on the Sven. Can they get the kill? Of course, I think he's completely surrounded by indeed 5 heroes. So 5 heroes in the mid lane. And he's just, that's one of those question mark moments where you're just like, okay. I found him. I found all 5. Here we go.
Yeah.
Push top, push bot.
Yeah, Jackie unloads the full clip, dropping the chrono as well. Just like not gonna let that Sven get away from him. And I mean, honestly, that's worth it. The Sven is just super dangerous, and the distribution of wealth. Talked about it a bit last game, just as a Dota concept. And again, this game it's interesting because you have a 7-5 score on the kill charts, but Invoker and Sven on the top of the net worth. While Enigma not very far behind. I mean, an Invoker does have Hand of Midas. Enigma just farms the jungle super quick, but they're doing pretty well off on the money charts.
Yeah, that is true. Those 2 factors helping them farm. Not to mention the ancient stacks that are laying in the wake. But wow, Lion finds an Enigma. Enigma was just pushing the bot lane here, and he retreats into the jungle. And they don't have any wards, but Lion was able to get a kill there. Good easy picks. This Lion has done pretty well with his time, I gotta say, as a support, especially as a not solo support, but certainly this is sort of the strength of having 2 supports is strength in the early game, and not just one person buying all the wards. Yeah. And so he's got tranquil boots. He's able to run around faster, and both the supports have tranquil boots, in fact, which is good. Whereas Disruptor, he's got an urn. There's a glimpse into Static Storm here on the Spectre. He finds a great glimpse, and God Strength popped as well, and that's a huge kill. Good job.
That is a big pickup.
Yeah. And now the rotations are coming in from Scars. They're going to try to defend this T2. But, they got the Enigma Eidolons right there converting the Catapult, and all of Scars waiting here in the wake. not really in the wake, but on the high ground rather. And well, Zoe doesn't have much patience, but here we go. They're pushing the tower, and they don't really have an initiation. They need a Spectre to be up to haunt in. That's the biggest issue here. And of course, all the ultimates are up for JDR. They have the Black Hole in tow, except for, of course, Static Storm. They just used that, but Black Hole's still there, and that's spooky. 3 towers? Feels good, man.
Yeah, and they're going to look to take another one. They want that tier 2 up top.
Yeah. And this is their strength. They got an Enigma. They have, the thing is, this is where Disruptor is really good. If you try to surprise defense a tower, like, hey, let's all TP in. You guys all got TPs, let's do it. All right, we TP in. All of a sudden, Disruptor glimpses one of them, and now you're 4v5, and there's no hope for it. Big Chronosphere onto 3. There's the Macropyre follow-up, as well as the Ice Path, as well after that. There's the pure Guardian Angel, gonna help a little bit, but Sven, he's getting kited. He's so slow by the dual breath. The hammers drop. Sven is so low. He has no mana. He can't even fight. Both teams are kind of disengaging at this point, with only one person dead. You think that Scars might want to get on the offensive here, but maybe they don't think that they have as much of an advantage as they have, because as far as I can see, they have a lot of HP and they're good. But there's the turnaround. Disruptor is able to put the Static Storm in a really good Ice Path onto Invoker as well, but they get the OD, and but they seem to maybe not be in as much of an advantage position as I thought. They had a really good initiation, but they couldn't follow up with a lot of their damage. There was a haunt, but I think Spectre just is farming the bot lane.
No, Black Hole is up. He just doesn't quite have enough mana for it. Does have Soul Ring, you know, well, not too long. But they will just disengage. And that was really good for him. I mean, they didn't lose anybody. They got 2 kills, a 1,300, 1,400 gold swing, and 1,600 XP change. And Joint Dota rejects were not, or sorry, Japan Dota. We were making that mistake the other day. They weren't in the lead on kills in the beginning of this game, but have been doing great, just barely dipping below the XP and the net worth lead a few times in the beginning stage of this game. But now really starting to blow things open. They're in a much better fighting strength and have been able to slow down that Spectre quite a bit. Spectre's just getting drums now, 16 minutes. Not really the best pickup timing. You need to get something else, you know, going on. And a really big stack over here now. They've they dewarded it, and they got a nice fat chunk of things over there for Sven to clear out pretty soon here.
Yeah, and the Scars can't even try to steal that. Of course, they have no ancient slayers, but they don't have the diffusal blade on anyone, and that's really gimping them as well. If they were able to snowball, get some quick drums and a quick diffusal, they'd be sitting real pretty right now. Being able to take away that BKB. I mean, essentially, it's uncontested BKB right now coming out from the Omni Knight, which is now rank 3, 10-second duration. Okay. Yeah, and the Ancient stack gets cleared.
Yeah, that was pretty nice. That was like a 4 or 5 stack. He just got it stacked one more time before he went in there and cleaned it up.
Yeah.
And he's got Sanj and Yasha finished up, as well as sitting on 1,400. I don't think he necessarily needs to buy anything else right now. Might just hold on to that.
Yeah. He's getting some perf issues there for a second, but in the bot lane, there's going to be an initiation onto the Omni Knight. He's repelled, but he gets Chronosphered, so he's going to stay put for now, and it's 4v1, but who's going to come in? Is it a Black Hole? Is he going to get anything? No, of course, there's no fight here, so and Enigma backs up, and that's almost 5 heroes now. Looks like OD is rotating to the bot lane, so Scar's going to try to push this, get a little bit of tower gold in their pockets. We'll see if they can get it uncontested.
Yeah, kind of a big burn on that Chronosphere there, 120-second cooldown, and they definitely might be some sort of engagement between now and then. I mean, Omni Knight was really only down for 30-some seconds. He'll be back in about 15 into the fight. Lion here initiates with a Hex. Here comes the Specty ulti as well, followed up by that Finger. We'll see what else can happen here. Well, Odie drops that hammer, and Swagmaster, no mana, no health. Sven coming in, though. And God's Strength Invoker backing him up. The Astral Imprisonment saving things. There goes Spectre, though.
Yeah, that Astral Imprisonment was really huge. Now they're looking to disengage a little bit. Faceless Void does slow him and jump out. But that Astral Imprisonment was actually pretty clutch. It almost saved the Spectre, but a little bit too late, unfortunately.
And Lion gets away there. Invoker not able to sniff him out around from the trees. And we get Blink Daggers picked up by Lion and Sven. So nice snags from both of those players. That's going to help them out.
Yeah. Yeah, that was an interesting fight. Let me take a look at the gold swing. It did go a little bit more in Scar's favor. Yeah, they were able to get a couple kills. Unfortunately, Spectre keeps dying. If they can just keep him alive,
yeah,
he is. Yep, as we talked about, getting that blade of alacrity, going towards the diffusal blade, but it might come a little too late at some point. You know, it's Sven. By the time that diffusal blade is online, Sven might be working his way towards a BKB. We'll see. I think he should, just because in the late game you can't really rely on repel, and even if you can. Repel and BKB is even extended magic immunity duration.
Yeah,
so
right.
Can't really beat that.
Jackie's...
Going high ground.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying going high ground. They're pushing. Go ahead.
Yeah, Jackie's trying to build into that Veil, which will help out with his spells, help out with OD, Lion, and Spectre's Radiance eventually when he gets it. Also just that Iron Helm, a very efficient item to give you some survivability as a support.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, going for the Veil. That's a good point. Lots of defense, especially with the cleave on Sven. Although, yeah, I think it's now that I'm thinking about it, at least think a cleave. I think how cleave works, just in general. I'm trying to remind myself is, you hit a target and it then does armor reduction for the primary target, but then all other targets are a percentage of the damage, and that is pure damage, I believe, or HP removal. I forget exactly what the cleave is. I'm questioning myself on air, even though I don't have an answer. So I'm sure Peachy in chat will correct me. Peachy, please. So they're really close to each other right now, and they're still pushing. And this is the problem: is you get a glimpse on the Faceless Void, and you would have followed up with a Static Storm, but he wasn't able to get it. And in the back lines. Just a 1v1, meet me mid, bro. Carry versus carry. Inspector falls to the blade of the Rogue Knight.
Yeah, Japan Dota Rejects putting a lot of pressure on Scars. Without Spectre down, I mean, he doesn't really have anything worth really helping in a fight. Oh my god.
The Lion in the Sunstrike follow-up, and the Chronosphere comes a little too late. The Lion's already dead, but can they do more damage? The Guardian Angel's there to protect everyone in the Chronosphere. Omni Knight chasing the Jakiro, really low health. Hammer gets dropped on Sven, but not enough. Static Storm is on the OD now, so now he's dead. That's 3 for 0 so far. There's a couple low heroes from Invoker and Sven, but it's still not enough. Omni Knight just doesn't even care. He's just going to Purification himself, Purification others, Repel. There's the Haunt coming out from Spectre. He's finally up, but it's way too late. You don't have the damage. You don't have Radiance. You could probably secure those kills if you did a little better in the early game, but Black Hole is going to catch two of the people from Scars. That's the Faceless Void, and the Spectre is able to get out, but Faceless Void is dead. And the glimpse coming out from Disruptor. You cannot run away. My Fleet Strider's tracks run red, says Disruptor. And the BM in Sunstrike to secure. This is a disaster. This is the grand finals, everybody. And JDR is swagging right now after a terrible game one, but the Finger of Death almost cleans up the Omni Knight, just like in the laning phase, but he says, no, I'm a little bit stronger now, and he Purifications up, and Sven, he's repelled up. He's God Strength. GG. Well played.
Yeah, the Purifications and the Omni pick overall, magnificent, really evil stuff from Japan Dota Rejects, as they just played that game excellently. The lane switching in the beginning phases in response to what was happening, and keeping the Spectre down with 6 deaths, the most on the team, followed up by Outworld Devourer with 5. So really just doing a magnificent job of countering the big heroes that really needed to come through for Scars, keeping them down. Faceless Void, only 1 death, but limited to 299 gold per minute. Not able to get anything going. Invoker Sven running away with things. What a great sequence of drafts after that first game, which still almost worked out for Japan Dota Rejects. Going to take game 2, game 3, and run away with this series, and some wonderful swag from Myonix.
Yeah, that's true. They did. They got some Myonix as the sponsor. They got some swag from them. I think, as far as we were told, they got a good mouse and a keyboard for some of those players. So that is pretty awesome. Thanks to shout out to Myonix, of course, for sponsoring this event, making the event possible, growing some Japan Dota. I'm sure you had a mouse. You ordered from them, right?
Yeah, I just picked up a new Myonix mouse. Quite happy with it, and definitely was quite happy to be a part of this event and series as well. We are looking forward to seeing more Japan Dota, hearing more from these guys, what they can put together for their community, and hopefully get to see these teams, reach that caliber that they're involved in some international competitions and representing for themselves in Southeast Asia. The Manila Major qualifiers coming up, not that far away. Also, of course, going to have 6.87 dropping next week. Whoop whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah.
Hopefully next week. TM.
Yeah. Any final words from you, Next Level, as we wrap things up here, bud?
No, hey, I just want to personally thank as well. We both have thanks, but I want to give my personal thanks to the viewers. If you're stuck around this long, really appreciate it. Hanging out with us. The ESL One Manila tournament is going on right now. So if that's still going on, which I assume it is, then you can now that this is over with, you can hop over there and watch some more Godota. But while you've been here, I super appreciate it, and maybe I'll see you guys in the future in chat later on. And that's just gotta say, talk to you later, I guess.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining me, Next Level. You can hit him up on Twitter at NexLevel Dota. You can hit me up. Send me a yow, send me a cat picture, whatever. At XTelevision, eXtelevision. And yeah, check out these VODs if you missed anything, if you want to relive any of the magic. And hopefully we'll see you guys soon with some more Dota. But thanks so much for tuning in tonight and throughout the weekend. I am eXtine, and me and Next Level Dota. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching. Peace out.